Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the YETTA show. How are you? Oh, we've got a great show going tonight. I'm all poised and ready to take your calls. I'm pumped and stoked. We have a topic to discuss, but before we discuss the perfunctory topic, much to my debased chagrin, I will be reading a letter that I wrote to a theoretical physicist back in 1996, the content of which is very pertinent today. So, for your extreme edification, I'll be reading part of the letter, and then I'll be taking your calls. Hopefully not random, but on point. And we will begin the show with the letter now. Let's begin, shall we? And by the way, I have as my helper tonight Sadie. Sadie Blaze is ready to not just screen calls, but to add with sound effects what is pertinent and necessary. Are you ready, Sadie? Here's Sadie. Sadie Blaze. Are you ready, Sadie Blaze, to do your job? Yes, Yetta, I'm very, very ready. I'm ready as usual. Well, thank you, Sadie. Now get busy screening those calls, and please, I don't want any wimps, no doofus, no fools. Let them all be on point. And thank you for doing your job. And by the way, to assist me also tonight is my book. I rely on this book heavily, as you can see, the title of which is The Superior Person's Book of Words. Words, verbosity, and vocabulary is very, very important to me as I sit here on my pedestal in the YETTA show. So let's begin with this letter that I wrote to a theoretical physicist back in 1996, and the content is still relevant today. Let's begin. Dear theoretical physicist, I believe that before the Big Bang, our cosmos was a perfect 10-dimensional universe where all time existed at the same time. Now, that concept may be hard for some of you to understand, but I understand it because I studied theoretical physics at a very high-class university. So if you don't understand it, perhaps you have to also attend class so you can be on my high level and my high IQ. And I also recommend this book so your level of verbosity can be as high as mine. Let's continue. I also believe that the 10-dimensional universe cracked, creating a 4-dimensional universe and an infinite set of parallel universes. And out of the chaos of this Big Bang came one electron, which traveled back and forth in time, creating copies of itself and an infinite set of parallel universes, each with its own clock. In essence, therefore, all time can exist at the same time in an expanding universe. Now, if you want to participate in that conversation, feel free to call me right now. Let's see if we have any calls. Sadie Blaze, Are any calls coming through? Yes, Yetta, we have a few calls coming through. Thank you. I don't pay Sadie very much, but I do appreciate her contributions to the Yetta Telebenda show. One ringy-dingy, two ringy-ding. Let's make them wait a little bit. It adds to the show to make the callers wait a little bit, and it elevates my level of importance. Okay, let me take the call. Hello? You're on the phone with Yetta. What is it you want to say? Let's wait and hear if we can put this on right now and hear what this one has to say. Let me put you on speaker. It hurts my hand to hold the phone. I use an old-fashioned landline. I am not into these newfangled smartphones and all of that. It just confuses me. After all, I am 79 years old, almost 80. I was born the same year as our president, Donald Trump. And like Trump, I need very little sleep. Oh dear, now look at this, messing up my system. I have so much going on here, I feel like I'm sitting in a cockpit. What's this now?
What a pain in the ass, my God.
I agree, what a pain in the... You took the words right out of my mouth. What a pain in the ass. Let's get to this next one. Which is this next one over here? He wants to weigh in. What does he have to say?
Understand that? You understand that? Let's go to Yetta yet another time. Yetta in Manhattan.
Yetta in Manhattan? You're calling me. That's right. I am Yetta in Manhattan. Let's go to the next one. What a schmo that one was. He doesn't even know who he's calling. He's very mixed up. Don't call me back. Please, don't call me back. Let me reference my insults over here. You were a pain in the ass. That's right. And you're a wet blanket. Yeah, you're a train wreck. You're a doofus. You are the kiss of death. Don't call me back. Well, you can call me back next year when I'm 80. Let's see what this one has to say. I think we might be getting another call coming through. Let me reference, oh, have you reached Entelechy? I've reached Entelechy. And let me tell you, the trip has not been nefarious. It's been quite enjoyable. Let me see what this one has to say. Sadie Blaze, keep this next one on hold while I sort out my system over here. Oh, this next one. Hello, yes, I seriously think, quite honestly, that you need to be put on a longer hold because you are a fool. You keep calling me. You don't get the message that I don't want to take your calls. Will I speak to you? The answer is no. You are a train wreck. You're the kiss of death. Stop calling me. You're getting so annoying. Let me look at my book over here. The Superior Person's Book of Words. Let me choose some select words to insult you, to degrade you, to demean you, and therefore I will pump my pedestal, and I'll feel pumped, and I'll feel stoked. What's this word over here? Jackass. You're quite the jackass. You think you know something about theoretical physics? You're pedantic. You're part of the flotsam and jetsam of life. You don't know anything. Tell me the truth. What's the area of a rectangle that measures 5 inches by 3 inches? Can you turn an improper fraction into a mixed numeral? Do you know the lowest common denominator for a fraction of 1/8 and 2/3? Have you read Proust? Tell me, what exactly does Proust bite into that brings back a flood of memories? If you don't know, don't call me. You have to be on my high level. Otherwise, your call will be put right into the circular file. By the way, Sadie, do you think it is a good idea to bring back the basil reader? Should we bring back the basil reader? Now, if you have something to say about that, call in. Let's see if we have any calls coming through on the topic. Right away, someone's calling in. Some jerk who thinks he knows about the topic. Nobody knows about the topic but me. I bet this jerk doesn't even know what a basil reader is. Let me take this jerk's call. Hello? You're on the phone with YETTA. What do you think of? Let me put you on speaker. Now, it might not work because my system hasn't been functioning correctly. But let me just say, I don't care what you have to say. I'll just overtalk you anyway and interrupt and keep talking over you and not even let you make your point. Because that's how I run my show. It's my show. It's the YETTA show. It's not your show. As a matter of fact, I wish I didn't even have to take calls, but management makes me. What do I have to take these calls for? They say nothing. They don't even know what the basil reader is. They're just a bunch of pains in the ass. Wimps. Killjoys. I'll tell you what the basil reader is. It's a system of instruction to teach children how to read. And it contains a phonics approach. You have to teach children the alphabet and the sounds that the symbols make. And they don't even use that system anymore. They use some concocted system. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I retired a long time ago. But let me tell you, if they returned to the basil reader, if they brought back the basil reader, more students would be reading on level. working to reach an entelechy. Entelechy. How long is my show? Is it 4 hours? Are they reducing me? How much time have I taken already? We may soon have to go to a break. A break. They're forcing me to do an advertisement for stool softener. Stool softener. How much time have I used? 15 minutes and no break? Are you kidding me? What do you say about that, Sadie Blaze? I think you better go to a break very, very soon. Okay. Soon, but not yet. We may have to take another call. Maybe this next caller will have something relevant to say, something perfunctory, something of relevance on the topic. Let's see who this next caller is. Hello? You're on the phone with YETTA. Do you have something to say about the topic of reading and the teaching of reading? What a jerk. He asked me to define the basal reader. How do you call my show and not know what the basal reader is? What a train wreck. Now that call was the kiss of death. Oh my God. You can't make this up. Very nefarious situation. Let's get back to theoretical physics. Do you think that it actually was one electron that is responsible for all of this, as many theoretical physicists have postulated within text in a citadel somewhere? I personally believe that it is consciousness that creates the material world. Consciousness. After death, not confined by gravity, free of gravity, where the tachons can move to parallel universes through wormholes. And you, if you're watching me right now, can possibly be reincarnated into any period of time, because all time exists at the same time. And if all time exists at the same time, I am sitting here right now in front of you as possibly a 23-year-old or a 32-year-old or a 42-year-old. I don't know. But until next time, let me say, we shall meet again. We will continue the dialogue, the dissertation, the contemplation. And until that time, YETTA, time for your snack.